Hello, my name is Marnie Butler, and I'm going to be doing a yoga class for you guys. Um, it's going to be about 45 minutes long, and it's going to be around twisting. So, twisting is really awesome for increasing your metabolism, getting your digestive system going, and it's also really good to do first thing in the morning when you haven't eaten anything. This is going to help kind of keep you regular during the day, keeping you healthy as well. So, hope you enjoy. Um, if you have, if you start to become overwhelmed at all during the practice, just feel free to take a break, maybe pause, take a sip of water, do what you got to do. All right. So, we're going to start in child's pose. Knees out about the width of your mat, toe mounds together, and then come onto your, bring your hips on your heels, hands out in front of you, and then just bring your forehead to the mat. And then just close the eyes and start to breathe and focus on extending the inhale, lengthening the exhale, creating a nice deep and peaceful breath. Throughout your practice, you're going to use a Ujjayi breath, which is a little bit of a constriction at the back of your throat, making a ha sound and making it audible for you. And if there was someone next to you, they could hear it as well. And this is going to be your anchor for your entire class to keep you rooted in your breath, to keep you focused on how the breath moves in and out of the body through each pose. Just start to arrive on your mat. So try not to think about any of the other things that you have planned for the day. Try to keep your mind focused on how the breath feels moving in and out of the body. And for this next 45 minutes, I challenge you to just stay present, stay in this moment. Stop constantly planning for the future or worrying about something that might have happened in the past. Just focus on what you can do right now. And then slowly start to press through your hands and come into tabletop position. We're going to come into cat-cow, so spread your fingers wide. And on an inhale, you're going to round your spine, tucking your tailbone, tucking your chin in, separating your shoulder blades. And on an exhale, you're going to bring your belly down towards the mat, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and reach your tailbone up towards the sky. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. And when you're moving through this movement, just maybe close your eyes. You can even picture that you're in water. And on your inhale, you just float to the surface, becoming light. And every exhale, you sink down, your breath making you a little bit heavier. We're going to come back to a neutral tabletop. Bring your right knee just a little bit in towards the center and then start to kick your left foot out behind you. Flex the left toe so that you feel like you're kicking through the back wall. Now reach your right hand up towards the front wall, and make sure your chin is tucked in so that your spine is nice and long. Okay, on an inhale, we're going to lift up our heel, lift up our hand, and then exhale, bring your knee and your elbow to touch and squeeze. Inhale up, exhale, squeeze. So that 3 more times. Make sure that every time you squeeze, you're getting every single tiny little bit of air out. Your core is contracting. And then come back, reaching your hand and your foot in opposite directions. Bend your left knee and bring your right hand around. Grab a hold of the front of the foot or ankle. And then kick your foot behind you and kick it up and back. You should feel a nice release through the right shoulder. Feel a nice stretch to the front of the thigh. And then slowly release, bring your hand and foot back out. And then lower down. Okay, we're going to switch sides. Bring your left knee slightly in towards the center to help with balance. And then bring your right foot out, flexing your right foot. Left hand comes out. On an inhale, lift up. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale up. Exhale, squeeze. So in this movement, you're strengthening your lower back. And in this movement, you're toning your core. Okay, inhale up. Exhale, squeeze. One last time. And then extend out. Bend your right knee. Grab a hold of it with your left hand. Kick up and kick back. Opening the left shoulder. Oops. Kicking back. The harder you kick, the more balance you're going to have. Open through the chest. And then slowly release. And come all the way down. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Curl your toes under. Knees are about hip width distance apart. And then just lift your knees off about an inch or 2. Hover. Okay, draw your belly button in towards your spine. Breathing, strengthening the core. And then slowly start to straighten your legs, coming into downward dog. So this is a resting posture, so it should feel good. If you have any shoulder problems, wrist problems, you can come down into child's pose. Okay, but to get rid of any wrist issues, spread your fingers wider. Put more weight into your hands. Roll your shoulders back. And then we're going to come high onto our tippy toes. Bring our chest closer towards our thighs. Press our hands away from us. And then slowly start to lower our heels down a little bit deeper. Okay, we're going to move into a little bit of flow. So inhale, high on your tippy toes. Exhale, chest comes closer to thighs. Lower your heels down. Inhale up. Exhale, lower down. Okay, coming a little bit deeper each time. Heels start to come closer towards the floor, and you should feel like your hands are pushing away from you a little bit more each time. And once you've found that really good, deep part of this pose, just hold here for a few breaths. Maybe rock side to side, warming up the backs of the legs. Okay, we're going to slowly start to lift our right leg up towards the sky. On the exhale, we're going to bend our knee and bring our knee towards our right elbow. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Back up behind you. Exhale to left elbow. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Back up. And then exhale through center. Bring your forehead to your knee for 3, 2, 1. Back up. And then lower down. Okay, same thing for the other side. Left your left leg up. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Back up. Exhale to right elbow for 3, 2, 1. Back up. This time through center, round the spine. Bring your forehead close to your knee as you can, and then back up and lower down. Gaze towards your fingertips, bend through the knees, and then walk or hop your feet towards your hands. Inhale, half lift. Back is flat. You roll your shoulder blades on top of your back. You reach the top of your head towards the front wall. Your hands can either be on shins, knees, or they can be in line with your toes. Exhale, fold forward. And then slowly start to round all the way up. Rolling the shoulders last. Okay, bring your toes together to touch. Heels slightly apart. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Tuck your tailbone in slightly, roll your shoulders back. And then we're going to just slowly start to come over towards our left side. What tends to happen is our right hip wants to come back as well. So try to bring your right hip slightly forward, right shoulder slightly back. Using your core, your obliques, not crunching in towards the side, but just extending from the hips. And then inhale, lengthen up, and exhale, come over to the other side. Okay, same thing, make those little minor adjustments, extending from the hips, maybe bringing your left hip slightly forward, left shoulder slightly back. And then inhale up. Exhale, let's fold forward. Walk your feet hip width distance apart. Come into a forward fold. Maybe even bring your opposite hand to opposite elbow, coming into ragdoll. Let the head be really, really heavy. Let the jaw relax, maybe roll it around a few times. And then release your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, walk yourself into plank position. Okay, you want to come onto your tippy toes, so you're going to bring your chest slightly forward, bend the elbows, make sure your elbows graze the side of your body. Then you can come either into cobra or upward dog. Cobra, your legs are going to be down on the mat, hips are going to be down, and you're just going to lift up your upper body slightly. Upward dog is what I'm doing, your legs are lifted. And then exhale, you're going to transition, roll over your feet, coming into downward dog. Okay, we're going to do that again. So we're going to gaze towards our fingertips, bend through our knees, walk or hop our feet towards our hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, hands up overhead. And then exhale, fold right into it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands. This time maybe hop your feet into plank. Come onto your toes, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. All right, this time we're going to lift our right leg up towards the sky. On an exhale, bring your knee to your right elbow. Lower it down, don't touch the ground, and then lower it up towards your armpit. Lower it down, and then up. One last time, down, up. And then bring it in towards the center, drop it down. Bring your left knee down. Inhale, rise up. Hands come up, hips come down. Roll your shoulders down. Okay, press through your right foot, bring your hips back behind you to come into a hamstring stretch now. Flex your right toes towards your face. And then we're going to plant our foot again, bring our hands on the inside of our right foot. Walk our right foot slightly out to the side. And then you can either stay here, if this is a good stretch for your hips, or you're going to maybe come to your elbows. Or the next variation is flex your right toes and let your right knee open up towards the side. Okay, from here you can stay, or you can bring your right arm behind you, maybe even lift your back knee. Okay, coming into a twist, breathing here, opening up through the hips. And then drop your right hand, bring your right foot behind you, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra, and exhale, downward dog. Lift your left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, knee comes to elbow. Lower it down a little bit, bring it up to your armpit, lower it down, and up, down, up, and then send it through the center. Yeah, it's really hard for the core. From here, drop your right knee, and then lift your hands up, sink your hips down. Roll your shoulders down. Coming back to your Ujjayi breath. And then press through your left foot. Send your hips back behind you. Flex the toes. Make sure your spine is nice and long. You're not crunching over. Okay, from here, plant your left foot. Bring your hands on the inside of that foot. Same thing you did on the other side, you can do on this side. So if you came to your arm or your elbows, you can do that. Or you can flex your left toes, open the knee up towards the side. And then maybe bring your left hand behind you and lift your back leg. Take one more breath here. And then bring your hand down. Walk your left foot behind you. Exhale down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Gaze towards your fingertips. Bend to the knees. Walk or hop your feet towards your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, come to stand at the top of your mat. Toes touching, heels slightly apart. And then we're going to just bend into our chair pose. So we're going to sit like we're sitting on a chair. You should still see your big toes poking out from behind your knees. You're going to tuck your tailbone in slightly so you're not crunching into your lower back. Roll the shoulders down. From here, we're going to bring our hands to heart center. We're going to just move our elbow to the right. We're not going to hook our elbow just yet. Okay, we're just moving in a controlled way, using your obliques and your core to twist without just using the momentum of hooking your elbow and pushing yourself into the pose. We're going to move slowly. Okay, from here, now you can hook the elbow. Inhale, extend from your hips to the top of your head, and then exhale, twist off. Roll your top shoulder back, and then slowly come into your forward fold. Walk your legs out, side to side. And then once again, toes touch, heels apart, and coming back into our chair pose. Same thing we did on that side. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. We're just going to move our elbow to the left side. Not hooking it just yet, just moving, using our core to hold us here. And then hook the knee, or hook behind the knee. Extend from the head, and then twist a little bit deeper, pushing off the knee. Make sure your knees are still in line with each other. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, fold forward. Walk out those legs. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold, plant the hands. Walk or hop your feet to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Lift your right leg up towards the sky. And on an exhale, send it through the center. Plant it down with control. Try not to make any sound. Stay high onto your left tippy toes. We're going to come into crescent lunge. So on an inhale, hands come up. Exhale, sink your hips down. All right. From here, we're going to slowly start to bring our fingertips towards the front. We're one nice long extension from our left heel into our fingertips. Bring our hands to heart center, and then bring our left elbow, move it over towards the right side with control. Then hook it behind the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Okay, so you're using balance here, you're twisting, you're strengthening the legs. And whenever you're twisting, you want to bring in deep belly breaths towards the stomach, right? So it's like a roller coaster in your stomach. You're massaging your internal organs. This is what's going to get your metabolism going, digestive system working. Okay, now slowly start to come back, reach your hands up. Exhale, bring your hands down, walk yourself into plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra, and exhale, downward dog. Left leg lifts up. On an exhale, bring it through the center, drop it down with control. Stay high on your right tippy toes, and then lift up. Exhale, settle down. All right, start to reach your fingertips towards the front, coming higher on your tippy toes. Hands come to heart center, and then just move your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Then hook it. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist off a little bit more. And slowly start to come back through center. Reach, and then lower down. Come into plank. Exhale down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Take a deep breath here. Gaze towards your fingertips, bend to the knees. Walk or hop your feet towards your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Awesome. Okay, this time we're going to come toes together, heels slightly apart, bend into our knees. Bring our hands out like wings. Bring your right arm under, left arm over, crisscross at the elbows, and then lift your hands up to come into eagle arms. Okay, from here, you're going to put your weight into your left foot, bring your right leg up and over. The higher you can get your leg, the better. Come a little bit deeper and then hook your right toes behind your calf. Okay, so this is eagle. You want to sit down and you want your back nice and straight as if it was up against a wall. You want to be twisting everything in towards the midline. And then from here, you're going to slowly start to kick out. Kick behind you, bringing your chest parallel to your mat. Keep kicking. And then slowly start to release your hands down towards the mat. Okay, from here, we're going to bring our left hand in front of our face and we're going to open our hip up. Reach our right hand up towards the sky for half moon. Flex your right toes and maybe try to find some lightness. Try to lift your left hand off the mat. Okay, reach your hands in opposite directions. And then slowly start to bring your right hand back down. This time, right hand's underneath your face. Lift your left hand up towards the sky, coming into revolved half moon. Okay, coming into a twist, feeling a nice stretch to the outside of our left leg, your IT band. Maybe finding some lightness, lifting your hand off. And then bring your hand back down, dropping your right foot behind you, coming into plank position. Exhale down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Come back into plank position. Bring your left hand in the middle of the mat. And then Open up onto the outside of your left foot. Reach your right hand up towards the sky. Keep lifting your hips up towards the sky for side plank. Maybe try lifting your top leg if that's available for you. And maybe making adjustments coming to your knee or your elbow. Dropping your right foot. Bring your right hand back down and switching sides. Okay, so right hand on the mat, coming onto the outside of your right foot, lifting your left hand up towards the sky, hips lift up. Maybe lifting your left leg, maybe not. Slowly lower and come into your downward dog. Gaze towards your fingertips, bend in the knees, walk or hop your feet towards your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Toes together, heels slightly apart, bend through the knees, coming up into our chair pose, opening up into our eagle arms. So left arm under this time, right arm over. Crisscross with the elbows, lift your hands up, lift your elbows up. Make those minor adjustments, tuck your tailbone, sit a little bit deeper. Weight into your right foot, lift your left leg up, and then get your toes tucked behind your right leg. Elbows keep lifting, keep sitting down, nice straight back. Okay, from here, you're going to keep the arms, you're going to start to bend forward, release your leg, and kick it behind you, coming to an airplane variation. And then slowly release your arms, bring them down towards the mat. Bring your right hand in the center, and then slowly start to peel your left arm up, left hip open for half moon. Okay, you can keep your fingertips on the mat, or you can slowly try to lift them, find lightness. Awesome. Slowly start to bring left hand back down. We're going to switch sides. Left hand's now underneath your face. You're going to reach your right hand up and revolve. If you come out of it, just come right back in. Okay, maybe try to find lightness, lifting the left fingertips off. Keep revolving, keep twisting. And then slowly bring your fingertips back down. Left foot behind you. Right foot behind you. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upper dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. All right. We are going to lift our right leg up towards the sky. Bend your right knee and open your hip up. So that one day you can start to see your right heel underneath your left armpit. Okay, slowly start to find lightness in your right hand. Weight comes into your left hand. You're going to flip your dog. You're going to bring your right hand behind you, so you're coming into wild thing. So your weight is into your left hand, your feet. You're lifting your hips up. You're reaching your hand behind you. If you have any problems with your neck, you can keep your neck or your chin tucked, or you can just let your head go. Okay, from here, you're going to slowly start to bring your right hand back down. Keep your right foot up towards the sky. Bring your knee towards your left elbow. And then kick it out towards the side like a tripod, coming onto your right hand, lifting your left hand up towards the sky. Okay, so your weight is into your inside of your left foot and your right hand. From here, you're going to try lifting your right foot off the mat, working your inner thighs. Maybe not. Do what works for you. Okay, from here, keep your right foot lifted, bring your left hand down, come back into downward dog, and then lower your right foot down. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other side now. So we're going to lift our left leg up, bend our left knee, and open our hip up. Gaze underneath your right armpit so you can start to see your left heel. Bring weight into your right foot, right hand, and then slowly start to flip, open Bring your hand behind you, lift your hips up. Okay, from here, slowly start to come back. Keep your left leg lifted up. And on the exhale, bring it towards your right armpit, your right elbow. Come onto the inside of your right foot. Bring your left foot out to the side, right hand up. So your legs are like in a tripod. Keep your hips lifted up. You can either just keep your leg there, or you're going to try to lift your left leg. And then slowly start to bring your hand down. Keep your left leg lifted up, and then lower down. So that's a tricky sequence. Good job if you did it. Good job if you didn't do it. Gaze towards your fingertips, bend to the knees, walk or hop your feet towards your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Alright, bring your feet about hip width distance apart. Bring your hands open towards the front. Roll your shoulders down, tuck your tailbone in. Coming into Tadasana or mountain pose. Keep reaching the top of your head towards the sky. Come back to your breath. And breathe here. Okay. We're going to open up into Prasarita Padottanasana. So you're going to bring your right leg open up towards the side so you're on the length of your mat. First, we're going to start with our hands on our hips. You're going to make sure the outside edges of your feet are parallel to the end of your mat. So it might feel like your toes are a little bit pigeon-toed. You're going to extend from the hips to lengthen up. And on an exhale, you're going to start to come forward. Once you get halfway, inhale, lengthen again, and then exhale, fold all the way down. Hands can now come down towards the mat. And try to get your fingertips in line with your toes, working on your balance. So sending your hips back, but your chest forward. Maybe one day your head will start to reach down towards the mat. Let the head be heavy. And then slowly start to come up halfway. Bring your right hand on the inside, right hand underneath your face. And then lift your left hand up towards the sky. Gaze can be over towards the left side or up towards your hand. Okay, from here, you're going to try to find length and lightness in your upper body. You're going to maybe try to lift your fingertips off the mat. Okay, if your fingertips do not lift, that's okay. And you can even come into a little bit of a deeper twist by bringing your left hand behind you and bringing it to rest on your right hip. If you want to bring your fingertips back down, you're going to press off and you're coming to a little bit of a deeper twist. Roll your left shoulder back, gaze comes higher. Okay, slowly start to come back and unwind. We're going to switch sides, left hand down, right hand up. So there's a bunch of different things you can play with. So you can play with just strengthening your obliques and your core by lifting your left fingertips off and holding this. Okay, you can bring your fingertips back down. You can bring your right hand behind you and let it rest on your left hip. Use that right hand to help guide your right shoulder open. Press off your left fingertips. And then slowly, everyone unwind. Come back down. Bring your hands to hips. And then on an inhale, come all the way up. Awesome. We're going to turn our left toes out. Right toes are still parallel to the end of your mat. You might need to shorten your stance just a little bit. We're going to bring our hands out to the side. We're going to start to reach our hips behind us, reach our left fingertips in front of us, and then we're going to open up by bringing our left hand down, right hand up for Trikonasana. You don't want to dump into your left hand. You want your left hand to be nice and light. Okay, slowly come up a little bit, halfway, and maybe lift your left hand, and then bring your right hand up and over. Inhale, lift up, and then we're going to switch sides. Left foot comes in, right foot comes out, right fingertips out, hips come back, fingertips reach, and then slowly open up into triangle on the other side. You want to keep keep opening your left shoulder back. Find lightness in your hand. And then come up halfway, still using your obliques. Bring your right hand up, left hand comes over. For 3, 2, 1. Lift up. Bring your feet back to the center. Bring your hands now behind you to clasp. Roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let's float forward. One fluid motion. Bringing your hands up over your head. Okay, you might need to open your feet out a little bit wider. Keep reaching your fingers away from you, opening up through the chest. And on an inhale, rise all the way up. Heel toe your feet together slightly, and then turn your toes out. Turn your right toes towards the front room. So your hips are square toward the front room, both feet pointed in the same direction. You don't want your feet on a tight rope, so like one in front of the other. You want them about hip-width distance apart. Hands on hips, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, slowly start to come forward. Once you get about halfway, you want to make those little minor adjustments. So bring your left hip slightly back, right hip slightly forward. And then you're going to bring your right hand to the outside of your left foot. So you can just be on your fingertips, or you can bring your hand to your ankle or shin. And then you're going to either keep your left hand where it is, maybe on the back of your lower back, or maybe you're going to reach your left hand up towards the sky. So twisting, using your obliques to keep twisting, feeling a stretch to the IT band. Okay, and then slowly start to unwind, fingertips in front of you. And then bring your hands to your hips, and then come all the way up. We're going to turn on our heels, and we're going to switch directions. So now right foot is in front, left foot is behind. Same thing, feet are about hip-width distance apart. And then we're going to inhale, lengthen. Exhale, start to fold from the hips. Once you get about halfway, make those minor adjustments. Bring your right hip slightly back, left hip slightly forward. And then start to drop your left hand on the outside of your right foot. And start to reach your right hand up towards the sky. If that feels really awkward for you or uncomfortable, you can always just bring your hand down to your lower back. Keep breathing. And then slowly start to come back forward. Fingertips down. Feel a nice stretch through the back side of your right leg. And then hands come to hip. Inhale, lengthen, come all the way up. Okay, let's turn back onto our heels. come to stand at the top of our mat. Inhale, hands come up overhead. Exhale, folding at the hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, walk or hop your feet into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. From here, you're going to walk your feet towards your hands. You're going to just crouch on your toes, and we're going to come into side crow. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through it slowly. Do your very, very best, and forget about the rest. If you can't do it, that's okay. You're going to work your way into this pose eventually. Okay, so we're going to start by bouncing on our toes, and then bringing our hands onto our right side. So our right elbow is right butted up against our right hip, and then our left elbow is right against our right knee. So your hands are about shoulder width distance apart. Spread your fingers wide, and then you're just going to transfer your weight over towards the right side. So you come higher onto your tippy toes, your chest opens, you're gazing down at the floor. And then you're going to just find lightness. Maybe lift one toe off. Maybe both feet lift. Okay, keep opening up through the chest. And then slowly start to lower down. Okay, we're into the other side. So this is quite a deep twist into our stomach area. So, other side, we're going to bring our right hand against our left knee, left elbow against our left hip. Hands are spread wide, shoulder width distance apart. And you're going to start to transfer your weight over towards the left side. Okay, you're going to try to find lightness. Maybe just your right foot lifts off. Maybe your left foot will lift off. Breathe here. Try to hold it for a couple breaths. And then come down. Awesome. Good job. Okay, come back, top of your mat. And then slowly start to bring your hips down. We're going to come into Navasana, so you're going to kick your feet out. You can bend your knees. That's going to make it a little bit easier. Or you can just keep them nice and straight for a little bit more difficulty. From here, we're going to slowly start to lower down with control for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Okay, from here, you're going to lift your heels up towards the sky. You're going to bring your hands just a little bit underneath your sit bones. Roll your shoulders back. And then you're going to start to lower your left leg down and up. Switch, right leg down and up. You're going to do this for 10, 9. You really want to make sure your lower back is still rooted on the mat. 8, 7, 6, 5, core is nice and tight. 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Bring your knees in. You're going to bring your hands behind your head. Knees parallel. Knees at 90 degrees to bend. We're going to bring our left elbow to right knee. Then we're going to come back through center, hop our lower back off the mat using our core, and then we're going to switch, and then hop up, switch, hop up, switch. Breathe here. Every time you twist, it's a nice deep exhale. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Awesome. Slowly start to bring the soles of your feet together, knees come out towards the side. Hands can rest on your belly. Just paying attention to how the breath moves in and out of the body. Being in the present moment, not letting the mind wander to what comes next. And then we're going to lift our knees back up. We're going to plant our feet down on the mat. I'm going to walk you through baby bridge first. So we're going to bring our hands down to the mat beside us. We're going to start to lift our hips up towards the sky. Okay, once you get your hips as high as you can go, then start to walk your shoulder blades underneath you. Maybe clasp your hands underneath you. This is going to get a little bit higher in your chest, higher your hips can go. Keep your gaze towards the sky or just down your belly. And then slowly release your hands and then roll your spine down. And the tailbone is the last thing to touch. Okay, walk your feet about the width of your mat and let your knees fall over to the right. Lift them up and let them fall over to the left. And then back up. You can come back into another set of bridge and then maybe try lifting one leg then the other, or you can follow my cues and come into wheel. Okay, so it's going to start the same. Your feet are going to be nice and close towards your hip, sorry, your sit bones. You're going to bring your hands behind you, fingertips pointed towards your shoulders, elbows up towards the sky. Okay, you're going to start to slowly lift your hips up. You're going to press through your hands and you're going to come onto your head. From here, you're going to press through your hands a little bit more and then come all the way up into your wheel. Try to hold here for a few breaths. If you're in bridge, maybe you're going to lift up one leg and lift the other. One at a time, not at the same time. Okay, if you're in wheel, keep reaching your hips up. Breathe here. For 3, 2, 1. Slowly start to come back down the same way on your head and then roll onto the back side of your head. Legs come out from underneath you and then feet come about the width of your mat. Let your knees drop over to the right and to the left. Okay. Let's bring both knees in towards your chest. Hug in nice and tight. And then just rock side to side. You're going to drop your left foot down. You're going to bring your right ankle up and over top of your left thigh. And then you're going to lift your foot off, grab a hold of the back side of your left leg with your hands, coming into a nice glute stretch. So you should feel it on the outside of your right hip, right glute. If you don't feel it, you can slowly start to come onto your left hip a little bit more. And then slowly release. And we're going to switch sides. Squeezing your knee in nice and tight. It's also important to flex your toe, your left toe. So the toe that's the leg that's being externally rotated, the toes need to be flexed in order to protect that knee. Once again, if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can start to shift your weight over towards your right hip a little bit more. And then release. Lower down everything. Extend your left leg long. And then hug your right knee in towards your chest. Bring your right arm out towards the side and then guide your right knee over towards the left side for your last twist. So this is just wringing out the spine, making sure there's no leftover tension built up in the back. And then slowly start to come back up. Let's switch sides. Right leg out in front of you, left knee guides over towards the right side. And just try to follow the breath. Watch it as it moves into the nose, down into the chest, into the belly, expanding the belly. And then traveling back up the spine, taking old toxins, stale air, and bringing it back out. And slowly unwind. Knees back in one last time. And then slowly start to make your way into your final resting pose. The most important pose of the class, Shavasana. So tuck your shoulders underneath you a little bit, make yourself comfortable, bring your hands out to your sides. If you have a blanket next to you, maybe you want to put a blanket around you. Let your feet flop open. Let your eyes close. And just do a scan of your body, starting from your feet and working your way up, making sure you're not holding or clenching onto any muscles, just letting your body turn to jello. And every inhale, you find some lightness in your heart. Every exhale, you find your body becoming deeper and heavier, moving yourself into the ground. You can stay here as long as you'd like. You can just pause the video and just enjoy the silence. Or if you're ready to come out, you can slowly start to wiggle your fingertips and your toes. And then maybe bring your hands up overhead for a big morning stretch. Bending your knees and then coming over to your right side in fetal position. A symbol of rebirth. So starting your day, your week whatever it is, starting it fresh. No expectations, no past judgments. Trying to live each day in the present moment. And then press through your left hand and slowly start to come up into a seated position, keeping your eyes closed. And bring your hands to heart center, finding a nice long spine and tucking your chin in slightly. Feel your heartbeat against your thumbs. Feel your breath on your fingertips. Both of these as a reminder that you are alive. You are fully present in this moment, and you are grateful. Take a big inhale of gratitude through the nose, and on the exhale, sigh it out. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, gratitude. Put a smile on your face, and blink your eyes open. Namaste. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed that class, and there will be more to come. It wasn't quite 45 minutes, it was more like 55 minutes, so I'm sorry. I'll try to time it a little bit better. Have a good day. Bye.